Today, the Trump administration directed the Justice Department to start boosting its efforts on immigration enforcement. The impact may be widely felt here in Colorado. Thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Lauren Scafidi. In a memo sent to DOJ staff, officials are being directed to prioritize identifying illegal immigrants and prosecuting immigration violations. It also instructs the DOJ to help pinpoint state and local laws and policies that threaten to impede the Trump administration's immigration initiatives, which could put Colorado in the crosshairs. Back in 2019, Colorado state legislators passed a law signed by Democratic Governor Jared Polis that limits law enforcement involvement in immigration cases, essentially only if the federal agents need help executing a warrant because of a crime. If it's a civil issue, local law enforcement is not supposed to help or share information about someone's location. This DOJ memo also directs federal prosecutors to investigate any state or local officials who don't enforce immigration laws. It comes just a day after the Trump administration lifted the prohibition on immigration raids at schools, churches, and hospitals, weddings and funerals as well. Critics like Denver's mayor say it'll have a ripple effect if people don't feel safe getting medical care or taking their kids to school. He added the city would work to protect those affected.
You can't have a safe city if people don't trust going to their own hospitals. You can't have a safe city if people don't believe they can send their kids to school every day. If you can't trust you can go worship your own God in your own church. And so we think those are fundamental rights that should be protected. If they violate those, we will seek legal action to try to stop that.
The memo also says the Justice Department will charge defendants with the most serious crime it can prove. A federal judge in Seattle has scheduled a hearing tomorrow to hear the first challenge to President Trump's executive order on birthright citizenship. The hearing will decide whether or not to issue a temporary restraining order. On Monday, the president signed an executive order limiting birthright citizenship to people who have at least one parent who is a U.S. citizen or is a permanent U.S. resident. Many legal scholars are skeptical the executive order will hold up in court.
Where they're trying to create a hook where there is no hook is that language in the 14th Amendment, which is subject to the jurisdiction thereof. The Supreme Court has interpreted that language very clearly. It stems from very old legal principles that there's two groups that aren't included. Those are children of hostile occupying forces, and those are children of foreign diplomats.
The executive order is set to take effect on February 19th, but courts could block that from happening. A host of refugees had already been approved to travel to the United States, but Trump has canceled their plans. The new president suspended the country's refugee resettlement program. Thousands of refugees are now stranded around the globe. And the effort to make federal agencies more diverse and inclusive is over. President Trump is placing all federal DEI employees on paid leave at the end of today's workday. Department heads are now being ordered to draw up plans by the end of the month to fire those workers, and agencies have to take down all materials marketing DEI programs. Not much sunshine over the metro right now. Pretty dreary and cold out there, but it's worse in the mountains. Look at the Loveland Pass area near the Eisenhower-Johnson tunnels. Some snow flying over there and slow-moving traffic. Joining me now is Corey Reppenhagen with our 9 News Weather Impact team. Hey, Corey.
Hey, Lauren. Yeah, it's going to continue to be a pretty cold day here around the Denver area with a cold, chilly air coming straight out of the north. We are seeing some clearing up on the northern front range at the moment, so we may get some clear sky just briefly here in the metro area, but in Denver still staying pretty dreary. Look at these temperatures. 28 here at 9 News Studios in South Downtown Mile High City. Cold temperatures across the Denver area right now. You can see this air on satellite just coming straight out of the north here. Some light snow showers already happening in the mountains. We probably won't see too much of that down here on the eastern side of the state, but the mountains will continue, and we do have a few snow showers upstream from us, so that'll continue to bring us snow throughout the night tonight. We're not looking at too much accumulation, but some high impact with some light snow and some wind in the mountains. Focus the next couple of days here in the Denver area around your national Western Stock Show forecast. We stay chilly on Thursday, 32 degrees for high temperature. Friday not looking too bad, a little bit warmer at least, 44 degrees and some sunshine. And here's the weather impact headlines. We're tracking this chilly day out here. Will continue into tomorrow. We're probably going to stay chilly again, with the wind being a little bit of an issue down here on the Front Range. Some at least some light winds out of the north. And then the next snow, the widespread red snow here in the Denver area we're tracking is coming up on Saturday. So we do have a potential weather impact day, and I'll talk about that coming up in the forecast. Lauren?
Thank you so much, Corey. This afternoon, a 17-year-old girl will learn her punishment for shooting 5 people because she wasn't let into a bar in downtown Denver. Police say Kiana Rosenberg tried to get into Whiskey Row in September 2023, but security had a problem with her ID. That's when she pulled out a gun and shot 5 people. All of those people survived. Rosenberg pleaded guilty to an adult felony charge of attempted murder. The max time she could get is 7 years in a juvenile facility. Rosenberg's sentencing is set for 1:30 this afternoon in Denver. As the man recovers from being shot by police, we're waiting to learn why Lakewood police fired at him. The man is expected to survive. The Lakewood Police Department says officers first saw him yesterday morning on Colfax near Casa Bonita. He was sitting in a car with a gun in his lap, but police say he took off. But they found him again at around 4 in the afternoon in an apartment complex off Pierce Street in Colfax. They say he ran from officers again and was shot. However, police haven't said what happened in the time between him running and officers firing shots.
He did have a gun in his hand. He was fired at by task force members from Denver Police and from Golden Police.
Police say the man was wanted for several felonies, including eluding Lakewood PD. A consulting firm out of Wisconsin will look into forensic services at CBI. It's part of the ongoing investigation into a former DNA analyst. Former DNA scientist Missy Woods is accused of manipulating data in over 1,000 cases over the course of her decades-long career. Her alleged misconduct was reported back in 2014, but she stayed employed there until she retired in 2023. The consulting firm will provide feedback on how CBI provides scientific results. They're expected to put out a report within a few months. This will cost $770,000. DIA has seen so many thefts in its parking lots over the years, so today the airport is taking action. It's installing new cameras in the Pikes Peak parking lot. The airport will install the cameras through the end of March. Some parts of the lot will be closed during the project, but DIA says they'll put up signs. When they're finished, there will be nearly 80 360-degree cameras monitoring the lot. This is a part of a bigger project that will add more than 200 cameras to lots around DIA. Today, a celebration of life was held for former CU football head coach Bill McCartney. McCartney died earlier this month at the age of 84 after a long battle with dementia. Coach Mac led the Buffs to their only national championship in 1990 and is still the winningest coach in Colorado history. Coming up on 9 News at 3, we'll have more on the memorial service today and Coach Mac's legacy in Boulder. The ice at Ball Arena is all ready to go for the Avs tonight. They're hosting the Winnipeg Jets, and you can watch it on KTVD.